resonate with you. We know that you're the bacteria, you're the dross, you're the tin and lead, all those lesser metals that Israel became when he gives you that parable. All right? You're the impurities of the metal.
Right. Just a little bit more, bro. All right, 1 John 4:6 again, it says, but we belong to the Most High, and those who know the Most High listen to us. If they do not belong to the Most High, they do not listen to us. That is how we know if someone has the spirit of truth or the spirit of deception. See? That's how we know, you know what I'm saying, through the spirit, man. You see, if they speaking the words of the Most High, then we know, all right, they are the Most High, man.
Yeah.
You see? Versus the corner viewpoint of the world, man. You see?
If the new song is in their mouth, hey, we cool. The Lord dealing with that person. But a lot of the people that they singing the song off. All right?
Yeah, man.
That was it?
Mm-hmm.
That was it on that. Now we can go back to that second Maccabees 2:51, I think it was that.
Yeah, 2:51. No, first Maccabees, right?
First Maccabees 2:51, yeah.
First Maccabees 2:51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall you receive great honor and an everlasting name.
So all the afflictions and the tests and the trials that we're about to come in contact with, these people have no reference on how to go about them. Like we mentioned, Daniel the 3rd chapter, when he was confronted by the king. We have those examples running through our mind on when we're confronted with like situations. These people don't. How are they gonna pass the test? It's like I always say, to these people it's gonna be a pop quiz. They're not gonna have any reference of what's going on, what the questions are even talking about. When they're put in certain situations, they're not gonna have any reference on how to move about it. But we do. That's why it's being brought up here, call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. Okay? Because there's no affliction that you're not gonna have any reference to how to navigate it. You see? We're dealing with the Lord.
Was not Abraham found faithful to temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness?
It's going to be things in the days to come that the Lord requires for us to do that might seem to, you know, somebody that's looking with the eyes on their face, it might seem a little crazy. You know? Go ahead.
Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
Joseph was falsely accused, casted into prison. There's going to be many brothers who are falsely accused for shit this devil just make up. All right? But they're going to be brought to a higher state out of that situation. The Lord is going to lift them up. Literally.
Yep.
All right? Like Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Go ahead.
Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood.
Continue on.
Yahushua, fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land.
Now jump down to 60.
Verse 60, Daniel and his innocent was delivered from the mouth of the lions.
Yeah.
And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
None that put their trust in the Lord are going to be overcome. But what do you got to do to get to the point where you can exhibit trust and faith the way our forefathers did?
Right.
Well, you got to be applying the Lord's ways. All right? You got to be reading. You got to be doing everything that you can to get closer to the Lord. And on that, and within the midst of that course, he's going to give you little adversities, right? To where you have to step out on faith. Hey, the faith man just popped up. He's going to give you little adversities where you have to step out on faith. It takes bigger steps. So then when the big test comes, you can reference not only your forefathers, but the trials you had before. Like he did it that time. Why wouldn't he do it now? He did it and you'll be able to step in boldness.
Same thing with Judas Maccabee said to them.
That's what we read.
Oh, that's what you read?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
that's what we read. Jump back up to verse 50 for the brother.
First Maccabees 2:50. Now therefore, my sons, be zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time.
And now you can jump back down to 60 more where we was at. In the
verse 60. Daniel, for his innocence, was delivered from the mouth of the lions.
hey, if I can make a point, because Daniel was brought up on charges.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doing this, he doing that.
Yeah.
You see, and Esau, like you said, bro, Esau's gonna be, he's gonna do the same thing in these times,
He
man.
gonna-
He got this deep fake
Got
and
the
all
deep
this
fake.
technology and shit. No, go ahead,
You
bro.
got the deep fake. He got the AI. They got voice cloning.
Yep.
Man, I could clone any of you brother's voice right now at the crib. They got a website called. They got a website called 11 Labs, where if you can take a clip like us at camp and run a brother's voice. The computer will mimic his tone, mimic his cadence.
Yeah. Damn.
To where they could put our apostles up with the deep fake and then put the voice like they said some shit they didn't say.
Right. Yep.
That's why.
Wow.
That's why in Matthew the 24th chapter they said go get it 20 like Matthew 24 like 26. It said for the elect are going to be deceived. Yeah. The reason the elect are going to be deceived is because we understand prophecy.
Right.
Cause shit like that's gonna go down, man. They gonna put brothers up. They might have somebody call your phone and sound like the brother.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, meet me here. We gotta. It's gonna be all kind of bullshit. This devil ain't gonna play fair. You see? But us walking in faith, we're gonna be able to overcome all of that.
I got a quick one for you, bro.
Hey, because you know, look, anything this devil do, who put him up to it?
The Lord.
So if you always remember the source, you can never fail here.
Yeah.
Because that goes back into trusting in the source.
Yeah.
If you trust in the source, but then everything is coming out of the source, what are you afraid of? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That goes back to Romans when it says, if Yahweh Shema shall be for you, who can be against you?
That's right.
So if you trust in the Lord, it don't matter what this devil do. I don't care how slick it is. That goes back to Ephesians 6, the wiles of the devil, the tricks, and the faith, walking by faith and not by sight. Our faith and trust is in him. The sight is going to be all jacked up. But who controls the sight? Who controlled the lion's mouth and the lion's den?
We're gonna read that a little later.
Who controlled him being in the first place? Who controlled the lions being hungry in the first place? It ain't nobody on the earth. It's nobody's on the earth decision. It's nobody's decision on the earth. It goes back to what was set in the heavens.
And why did the Lord allow them to be put in those situations of adversity? To magnify himself.
Yeah.
To show, look, I'm the true power upon the earth.
That's right.
So you gotta remember, oftentimes, when you're put in certain situations and it looks grim, stop looking with these eyes and understand the Lord put me here so he could do a mighty work. Think that way.
All right, go back to
I got
go back to your relationship.
Yes.
Because if you built it, then it's there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you built it, and let me say this, the grace period that we're in right now is to build it.
Yeah, that's what we've been going.
What the brother saying, it is to build it the whole time. So if you go by the instruction and not go by the fear of sight, then you understand that what? He has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. And the sound mind is to trust in him, which is to peace, which is what Yahweh Shah was talking about. In me you shall have peace, in the world you shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. Go ahead.
I got something for you real quick. Just to back your point up about going back onto the source, being Yahweh Shema Shah. Yahweh Shah understood that. John chapter 19 and verse 10, it says, Then said Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee, and I have power to release thee? Verse 11, Yahweh Shah answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it was given thee from above.
It had to be set in the heavens.
Yeah. Yep.
So we follow Yahweh Shah's lead. If you believe in the Lord, whatever happens, you're following our big brother's lead. What did he do? What did he say? How did he react to things coming to him? He understood, right? He understood that that wasn't his kingdom at the time. It wasn't time yet.
Right.
So he was walking in the order of Yahweh the whole time.
Yep.
Now we got to walk in that order. Yahweh sent Yahweh Shah sent us. It's all through the Spirit that was set in the heavens. So whatever we go through, okay, that we have been sent, whatever is sent our way, in the process of that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, if you've been watching for the whole lesson, whole camp, when we were going into Daniel 3 over there, what did the king of Babylon say to Daniel and his boys? He said, what God could deliver you out of my hand? And saying he was Pilate, what did he just say?
Yep. I have power to kill. Yep.
Right. Esau in this time, he's gonna come to us with that same energy. And what you got to understand is the Lord is allowing him to put you in certain scenarios just to magnify his own power, man.
Yep.
You just got to operate in faith and let the chips fall. You see? You have more on that?
If I can add too, because at the end of the day, regardless to how it seems like everybody is walking according to thus saith the Lord, regardless to how they're walking, because the Lord controls everything. So if they're walking righteously, the Lord has them walking righteously. If they're walking contrary, the Lord has them walking contrary, man. You know, this whole thing is of the Lord. It's the Lord's will. This is all His will, purpose, and plan.
Well, in Job, what did Job understand? In Job 2:10, when his wife said, "Curse God and die," he said, "What? Shall we receive good from the Lord, and shall we not receive evil?"
Right.
Okay, the Lord had to everything that happened to Job had to be okayed by the Lord.
That's it.
Yeah.
So there's no reason you should be timid.
Right.
I don't know. No, the Lord he's written everything out to the smallest of details. Continue your course in faith. That's how you please the Lord.
Period, man.
Never mind.
That
That reminds me of that meeting or council in the heavens and the kings, the kings, and with Ahab, when he sent the angel to basically to overthrow Ahab. You know what I'm saying? What did the Lord say? The Lord told him, "Go and ye shall succeed." So the Lord had to check off on that, man. You know, He could have told him go, but you gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? Then it wouldn't have happened. So just all those different little accounts, they all prove that the Lord has control.
And that's why it says, "Blessed he that readeth."
Right.
Because when you give attendance to reading, what it say? It say, "Give attendance to reading until I come."
Right.
When you give attendance to reading, you run into all those different things, and the spirit of the words just jump at you, and you're like, "Oh, okay, oh," and it reminds you. Versus not reading and getting filled with the world distractions, you can miss out on the feeling and the realness of the trust that it talks about in the Word. You know.
And that's what these people gonna fold to, because they don't have the understanding to know that the Lord is the one that controls it. You see, Lord, even in the most minute sense, like somebody you going somewhere and applying for a job and getting a job, it ain't the people that got to say so. It's the Lord.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? The Lord got to say so whether you gonna get that job or not the nigga that's interviewing you.
Right.
You see?
That's right.
So how much more in these bigger matters?
Right.
You see, that's what's gonna keep the elect stable in that time, knowing that Esau may have you handcuffed and he done beat you and shit, but you still remember the Lord is in control.
Right.
You see?
Right. And I always say, if you fear the Lord, then He gonna deliver you, right? So what are you scared about?
Right, man.
Don't fear them who can hurt the body but can't take out the soul, right? You're supposed to fear the power who can do it all, who controls it all. That's the beauty of the trust. That's the beauty of our relationship with the Lord. It's that powerful. It's beyond anything you see. Anything you see. All right, go ahead.
Which goes back to that knowledge, Isaiah 33:6. And knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation, man. You know, the knowledge of knowing these things. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. And the fear of the Lord is His treasure.
It's His treasure. That's right.
Can't leave that out.
Can't leave that
and
out.
the fear of the Lord that's a treasure.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
because in that treasure is salvation, protection, sound mind, calmness, comfort, all those things. Spiritual power, everything, man. All the access.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, this is can you read that verse 60 again? Yeah.
First Maccabees 2:60. Daniel, for his innocence, was delivered from the mouth of lions.
Yeah, because you got to remember the elect are going to be trying to falsely accused, man. They're going to be brought up on charges. The scriptures talk about that, how that some men are going to be brought before kings, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So you're going to have, like I said, the elect be brought up on charges, but like Daniel said, Daniel was innocent in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, man. But the elect is going to be innocent in the eyes of the Heavenly Father too, because it tells you that in Revelations, that there is no guile in their mouth, and they, you know what I'm saying, basically, they're going to be blameless before the Lord, man. This is Psalms chapter 37 and verse 19 in the NLT. It says, what's like it, not 39, 33. It says, but the Lord will not let the wicked succeed or let the godly be condemned when they are put on trial. You see? So the Lord is not going to let His elect be brought up on they're not going to be charged with anything. Even though Esau trying to bring up these charges, they're not going to be condemned, man. You see? Because that blood, Yahweh shot, man. You see? That's what makes them pure in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh shot, man.
That's right. That's right.
Watch this. First Maccabees 2:61 and 62. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms.
Fear not, read that last part. Bro. Because that's what that nigga gonna say. He gonna be trying to scare. He gonna be trying to scare people, man.
Right.
That's why these people, these two-thirds of the nation of Israel, that's why they gonna fold, because they gonna have the fear. They gonna fear, like the elder said, they gonna fear him that killed the body,
Right.
not him that killed the body and soul. They ain't gonna have fear for the Heavenly Father. They've been taught that not to fear the Lord right now.
Right.
Christianity is teaching them not to fear the Lord. Have no fear of the Lord.
All love.
You see?
Right.
Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms.
So fear not the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms, man. You see? The scriptures say that, just like King David said, hey man, why should I fear a man who basically roughly paraphrased it though, like, damn, it's Satan.
Hey,
Took it out of my mind.
Hey,
Yeah.
but King, it's spirit. I was meditating like you did before you said it. It's a spirit because it shows that King David understood. King David had the mentality to understand that it was beyond the line of his body that he was took out, and his reputation and the history of what people knew about Goliath.
Right. Yeah.
He understood that it's the Lord at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's why he said, in the spirit of the Lord, and he would do something. He would say this.
Yeah.
He knew the Lord backed him.
Yeah.
We got to know the Lord backed us.
Exactly.
The mercies of David, the house of David coming back again. You know, we got to have that same mentality. And that's the, right there, that is spiritual power. That mindset is spiritual power. Okay, that mindset.
I got two quick ones. This Psalms 118 and verse 6, this is what I was talking about David. It says, the Lord is on my side. I will not fear what man can do unto me. You see? Because David trusted in the Lord, man. Right. This is Proverbs 29 and 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare. You see? And that's what's gonna get these people trapped up, because they're gonna fear Esau, man. Right. They're gonna fear what Esau can do unto them, man. Right. Like Yahweh Shah said, man, fear them, like the elder quoted, man, fear him not fear not him who can kill the body and after that can do nothing else. Right. That nigga, what he gonna do after you dead? He can't do it, but the Lord, he can
raise you back up.
He can raise you back up and F you up, man.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
Have you effed up when he raised you back up?
Yeah. Right.
Nope.
It's a little bit more. It says, the fear of man bringeth the snare, but whosoever putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe.
Ooh, read that again.
Proverbs 29 and 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whosoever put his trust in the Lord shall be safe.
Man shall be safe. Y'all want to be safe? Hey, trust, fear, faith, all in one bowl.
Yep.
All right? If you got that, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Focus on those things. Let everything else come. Seek the kingdom and let everything be added. You ain't got to put so much energy in the world like that. Yeah. If you trust the Lord, think about it. If you really trust the Lord, you don't have to put that much energy into the world like that, because you understand that He's controlling the world in the first place. So all that doubt, and by trusting the world, darkness is going to eat you up. Okay? You're going to be disappointed every day. Disappointed. I thought that. Well, I mean, you believe in the world.
Right.
The world is full of shit.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a quick one. So Rock 40 and verse 26 in the GNT, it says, wealth and strength give confidence, but the fear of the Lord can give you even greater confidence. When you fear the Lord, you need nothing more. It is all the support you need.
Right, because when you read Psalm 34, what does it say? It say you ain't gonna need or want anything and want of anything. Somebody can get it for you. Psalm 34. No need of nothing, because that fear and that trust, He got you. He's backing you. Where you walk, where you talk, wherever you go, you run your errands. Angels are around you, protecting you. They don't see them, but you gotta feel them. They don't see them, but you gotta feel them. Okay? When you fear the Lord, that is the presence of the Lord with you.
Come on.
Okay, repeat that. When you fear the Lord, that is the presence of the Lord with you in fearing the Lord. All right, it's a little more on it. Go ahead.
I got that Psalms 34.
Yeah, go ahead.
Psalms 34, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. It says, "The angels of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them." Verse 8, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good."
So taste it. How do you taste it? Okay, look, we ain't talking about no Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Okay, we ain't talking about no sauces and tacos and no. Taste and see that the Lord is good. You tasting the fear.
Right.
How do you taste the fear? Fear, and watch what he do. You can feel it. You can taste it. There's an energy. There's an energy that comes from the heavens, and you know it is because wisdom comes from the heavens. Ain't fear the root of wisdom? So if you fear, now you are connected, right? Now that root is there. Okay? Now the Lord can pour down those nutrients to you, the things to build you up, okay? To make you grow, to get you closer to him, to get those roots more deeper to the ground. That's what that's about. Go ahead.
Hey, and that etymology of that word taste, all right, in that Psalms it says to perceive mentally or spiritually. Yep.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
right.
See, because your mind got to change to have a mindset like that, so they're all connected.
That's
Prove
right.
this is the ultimate mental game, man.
Yep.
That's right.
Shit.
All right, it's back in Psalms chapter 34 and verse 8. "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him."
Blessed. Go ahead.
Verse 9, "Oh, fear the Lord, ye his saints, but there is no want to him that fear him."
No want. To him that no want. He even said that he shall abide satisfied. He that fear him shall abide satisfied. So think about that mindset. If you know that you're focusing on fearing him, and you know you're in that mindset, bro, your chest should be big. That's that what? In the fear of the Lord is a strong confidence. Your chest should be big, bro.
Hey, Elder, like you had mentioned, David.
Right.
David, that's how David had that confidence.
That's why.
Yep. Man.
Right. Hey, that's why he was so bold with it. Everybody,
Yeah.
what's what? Because he zoned in. You see, you are Israelite. There's levels of fear and there's levels of faith.
Right.
Okay. David was on another level of understanding of that fear. That's why he was so bold with it, and other Israelites around him was not as bold as he was.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they feared the Lord, but not on that level.
Yeah.
David was on another level,
David
so he
was.
got rewarded for being on another level. That's why he's written about like that.
Yeah.
You see?
Yep.
You know? Go
David,
ahead.
David was in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Right,
When
he
it
was in
came
big
to
leagues.
faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
you got it's a difference from a kid that's in college and a guy that's in the top of the top of the pros.
Mm-hmm.
David's at the top when it comes to faith.
Yeah.
It's a reason he gonna be king again.
Right.
All right. In Philippians, what y'all going into? You read that scripture about money and riches, riches and
Sirach 40. Yeah. Well,
riches that give a man confidence.
Yeah.
All right, and it talked about, but the fear of the Lord, gives a man even more confidence.
Get ready.
Now, when you go to Philippians, because people read this in the word all the time, Philippians 4:13. But when you read up to verse 10, all right, that confidence in the Lord, that fear and trust in the Lord allows you to operate whether you're being brought low or lifted up. If we can read that really quick,
You said 13. You got it.
4 and 10.
Philippians chapter 4 and verse 10, it says, "But I rejoice in the Lord greatly, that now at the last your care of me have flourished again, wherein you also were careful, but ye lacked opportunity." Verse 11, it says, "Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." Verse 12, "I know both how to be abased."
He know how to operate when he's brought low. And that's when the Lord has an opportunity to magnify himself, when you're brought to a lower state. That's when he has opportunity to show that he is. All right? So what he's saying here is he understands how to move when he's brought low. Now, to know how to move when you're brought low and to still walk uprightly, that requires faith and fear, all right? Which allows you to operate in the wisdom.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna read that verse 12 in the NLT. Philippians
Okay.
4 and 12 in the NLT. It says, "I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything.
Woo!
I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is
Yeah, go ahead.
Trusting on the Lord.
whether it is a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little."
You become unbreakable because you're backed by the Lord. There's nothing that can be thrown at you, because this devil gonna throw the kitchen sink. He gonna throw it all.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can be thrown at you that's gonna cause you to fold, man.
That's right.
And that's what we gonna need.
Right.
A boatload of faith.
Real quick, to back up what y'all just read. Sirach 1:28. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor. You hear that? Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart.
That's right, man. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor. Now, let me tell you this. And as the times get ready to work, because we're going to be able to navigate with the digital currency for a little slither of time. But it's going to come a time when you got to completely separate. Leave it all. That's going to cause you to have to sever bonds with people, things, your spot that you stay at. But in the midst of all that, you still need to fear the Lord. Don't get caught up in the situation of losing things. It's things. Don't be possessed by your possessions.
If you get caught up in that, by that time, you do not understand the truth.
Yeah, you out of there anyway.
You don't understand. That's showtime. That's game time. That's like, woo, he almost hit.
That's the tip off.
Right. That's in your mindset. That should have you excited.
Like, let's get it.
You like, hold up. You might have a car note, right? In that time period, right? And they call you. Sorry, we can't give you no more time. You should be like, I don't give a damn. Because if we at that moment where it's on that level where it's obviously everything just falling, you should be excited.
Like, look, baby,
it's over.
It's game time. If I get
fuck that car note.
It's time for me to apply all that I learned. It's game time. I get through this. I know the kingdom is next.
Come on, man.
Right.
This ain't the end of the story.
Right.
But a nigga gonna be looking with these eyes on his face, and he not gonna be able to think that way when shit start hitting. When he start losing things, when this woman is like, I believe, but I just can't do this, and and I'm taking the kid, and you just dolo.
Because they did not listen to the prophets.
Right.
The Lord was speaking through the prophets. Seek the Lord while he may be found. They weren't paying attention, obviously. Whoever in that mindset ain't paying attention. The Lord been speaking for years about the time. Telling us what we need to do. Telling us how to think. Buy as you possess not.
There's the fun.
Right? Don't put passion on the world and things that can be stolen, that can rust. Right? But put passion on heavenly things. Stack your bank account up. Your spiritual bank account. Okay? By that time, your spiritual bank account should be high. All the grace period you had a chance to stack up spiritual money, where's your money at? And we ain't talking about carnal money.
That's right. That's back to Zaquan up with Matthew 6:19. And while we get that, I'll just add to your point. There's a lot of people that know they're Israelites who don't understand.
Right. They don't.
They don't understand. So when that time comes,
most of them.
Yeah, most of them. They're gonna be caught up in the look at all when I'm losing this, and they're gonna get caught up in all of that.
Yeah.
And they got a saying in the world: if you want to control a person, give them what they want, or you take it away. Now, a lot of these Israelites, their true desire is things of the world. So when this devil starts to take things away, or says, "Hey, I can give this to you," they're gonna be blown like the wind.
Yeah.
But the elect, what do the elect want? The elect want new heavens and a new earth, righteousness to reign on the earth. This devil can't give that to you. Thus, you can't be controlled by him. All right. So that's the place you got to get to.
I got a quick one, bro. Luke 12:15, it says, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of things which he possesses.
Yeah.
Like people think that they life is based on what you got, like far as materialism, whatever, if that's a word, you know what I'm saying?
They think their value, they base the value as a person or their self-worth off of the things that they have.
Right.
Nigga, you see, I'm in the Benz, nigga.
Right.
You know, they think they're a more acceptable individual based off of the things that they have, their possessions, maybe even the people they know. You know,
they're worried about the eyes of man.
Right.
The claps and the glamour of the eyes that come with having beneficial things in the world, in a carnal sense. But what about the eyes of the Lord that are walking about seeing the good and the evil day in and day out? What about that?
Right.
You see, they ain't worried about that.
They got something to say, go sit down.
Got that Matthew.
Okay, you got it?
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19, it says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Right, break through and steal, man. It's temporary. This life is temporary, man. Your job you got right now, temporary. You might not have it tomorrow. That's possible.
Second Peter.
Okay? Hey, your supervisor or manager, they might call you tomorrow and tell you you ain't got no job.
Yep.
What are you going to do then? Like when the whole seat thing happened, and it's like, you can't work here unless you take that seat. Jab. Oh. Like it's the end all be all. Your job is not the end all be all.
Right.
You got your job because the Lord gave it to you in the first place. So if you lose it, it's because the Lord wanted you to lose it. Go through His program, His journey, His walk, His way, and keep your faith on what He's doing with you. Okay?
Hey, that's why there's a requirement in this thing. That's why Revelation said, come out of her, my people. That's a requirement, man.
Yeah.
You can't,
That's right.
the elect is just cut different, man.
If you
You
don't
can talk it all day, you can come up with these scriptures. When that time come, like Joshua did a lesson the other night over here on the side, the inner man, this word go expose the inner man in you, man. If you're weak, the word go expose it. If you're strong, it's go expose it, man. You know, Jake should have been studying and, you know, this should be going through leading up to this ain't shit we'll be going through right now. We should take that cheerfully, man.
If you can't
Fuck it.
if you can't separate from the world,
Got to, bro. Ain't no choice.
if you can't separate from the world, what happens is you can't move the way the Lord is going to require for you to move.
That's right.
Because, go ahead.
You got it.
Because the requirement already allows you to become a pilgrim in your mind.
Yep.
So what's going to lead up to that? Time of Jacob's trouble. That's going to get physical. That's in 1 Peter 1:12, man. You see?
You got to have that vision in your mind
Yeah,
that
man.
regardless of outside circumstances, I'm going to move the way the Lord
Fuck it.
requires for me to move. If you have that vision in the inside already, when it comes to pass, you're able to do it.
How many times can you look back and you're like, now waste my damn time panicking? And the
Yep,
Lord came
yep,
through,
yep.
you're like, I had to panic.
I'm tripping.
How many times?
A lot.
Almost ever.
So the way you look at that is like this. When they went with Moses and they followed Moses and they followed him to that Red Sea, before it was split, before they knew what was going to happen, right? They were supposed to think about all the plagues that he put on the Egyptians, right? That he got up out of there.
Yeah.
That he put the spirit of the Egyptians to give them gold and give them things on their journey. The Lord did that, right?
Yeah.
So the Lord did all those things leading up to the point where you went into the sea, and now you mad at Moses because in your mind the Lord gonna kill you now.
They could piece together that the Lord did all those majestic
See,
feats.
they ain't spirit.
And
Like,
they
it wasn't
thought that
spiritual.
he brought them right there just to die.
Come
That's
on,
a stupid
man.
ass ending. The Lord wouldn't do that.
Wait, hold on. Then Jake did it again after the split sea.
Yeah.
Went to the wilderness. Ain't no water. Ain't no food. What we gonna eat? What we gonna drink?
Die, Moses.
They literally kept distrusting the Lord. They kept not having faith, even though the Lord was leading them the whole way. Has not the Lord led you to this point right now,
Yeah.
as we sit here teaching? You gotta have that spiritual mindset. Go ahead.
So the Lord ain't have the prophets prophesy over all this time,
Come on, man.
all this growing and learning and breaking down the prophecies. Then the prophecies are coming to pass in great detail, might I add. Then for Esau to get the rolling and we just lose.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. That don't make sense.
At all.
But a lot of people, again, those same spirits that were back there,
But here.
they're here, they're back today. So it's gonna be a lot of Jakes that's moving that way, even though they know the truth.
Right.
That's why the Lord gonna lead their ass, man. That's why the Lord not gonna save all Israel this time, man.
That's right.
You see, he's only gonna save that remnant that trusted him, man. You see?
Right.
We deal with a power that never saves a bunch of people in the first place. Okay? The flood. 2 Ezra 9:15 tells you, 9:15-16 tells you there be many more of them that experience them which shall be saved. I'm paraphrasing. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. You got it, brother.
Psalms 91, and I'm reading 2 and then jump to 15. Verse 2 it says, I will say unto the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. We're supposed to have the faith and trust in the Lord in certain times. The Lord put it in certain obstacles, you got the highs and lows. Sometimes, like you said, in prison, when they doing good, they have a nice ride. They ain't thinking about the Lord. They only think about Him when time of trouble. Like they still say, Lord, if you hear me, help. You know, help.
Help.
Me, yeah,
Help.
Time of trouble.
Yeah, the girl missed the period. Now you want to pray, Lord.
Yeah.
Lord, please don't let her be
It's
pregnant.
me
You ain't
again.
prayed no other time. You know?
Right.
Exactly.
That's crazy. When you pray like that,
Damn.
you're going against the Lord's will. That ain't His will. His will, if the bitch gonna get pregnant, that's the Lord's will. You praying against it.
Yeah.
You fucking up already by praying against it. You gotta have a different mindset, man. Yep.
Verse 15, it says, he called upon me. I will answer him.
The Lord's
I will
will.
be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him.
Why? Back to Psalms 34:7. Because when you fear the Lord, the angels encamp around to deliver him from his troubles.
Right.
It all goes back to that root of the wisdom that we want to grow, right? That we've been learning this whole journey.
Yep.
Right? It's the root, that fear. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, that's why I always quote that. The wisdom and knowledge shall be fulfilled till that time. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. That is everything, because who can touch the Lord? Who can beat him? So if he, guess what? If he's backing you, okay, with millions of angels, I want you to think about this. Millions of angels up there. Millions.
One could take out this whole
It's
shit.
ridiculous, bro.
That's crazy.
Okay, why you think when it says when in chapter 1 verse 7, Revelations, how when the clouds come, everybody gonna be wailing. It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
They're gonna flood the whole earth. From the four corners, they're gonna flood everywhere, bro. The whole earth gonna see it.
It's gonna be greater than anything anybody ever seen.
So, you mean to tell me we're backed by that? There's nothing to worry. I don't give a fuck what a nigga gotta say, or Edith Mike gotta say, or my manager gotta say, or whatever, or a nigga on the highway gotta say, cause he mad. I don't give a shit about none of that. That don't mean nothing, man. We got a heavenly army behind us, man, ready to get busy. Okay, even King David said, what did he say? Psalm 36, I think, or 35. He said, "Let the angel of the Lord chase them." Bro, we protect the goal. I know you want to say something.
Hey, that's why Elisha was so calm.
Right.
When you read in 2 Kings chapter 6, and the servant, he was bugging out like, God damn, they surrounded the city. What we gonna do? Elisha was just calm. He was like, look, and they that be with us is more than like they're going back into the
That's fire.
Bro, yeah.
When
bro.
a man, when you see a man calm in the midst of pandemonium, you can't help but to lock in on him.
Yeah.
Cause you just like that's
knows
peculiar.
something.
He knows what does this person know. That treasure that you talking about. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Right.
It's something that's not tangible.
Right.
You can't steal it from a person.
Man.
You see? So this devil, he really has nothing to attack. What you gonna attack these bodies?
Right.
This ain't nothing. This isn't what makes us. You know what I mean? That fear of the Lord, though, with that we have access to everything.
Right, everything, bro.
Because that's what brings the wisdom.
Right.
Which is everything that the brother's going into. All wisdom. This is all wisdom up here, man. Which that fear of the Lord brings, man. It's the beginning of wisdom, like it says in Proverbs, the 1st chapter.
Right.
Hey, look.
Persuade men.
Hey, real quick, Proverbs chapter 14, verse 27. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snares of death. I ain't gotta worry about all that stuff.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
If you know you got the fear of the Lord, so you can fall and get back up, that's the fear of the Lord.
Yeah.
You see, guess what? See, we're going to fall because we're in this flesh. This flesh is too weak to be up 24/7, non-stop until the Lord comes.
Yeah.
That's not what we're set up to be. It was set up for us to please Him. It was set up for that.
Yeah.
But getting back up is the faith / is the fear.
Yeah.
The fact that you got back up from the fall.
Yeah.
You see? Because you fear the Lord. You don't want to stay on the ground because you know staying on the ground is death.
Yeah.
That means you're fainting.
Yeah.
So who gonna protect you at the end?
That's right.
That army ain't gonna protect you, that heavenly army.
Yeah. And that fear gives you access to an arsenal that nothing of this world can stand against.
Right.
You understand? You know how Jake, they always say, I ain't never leave the house without my strap. I keep that thing on me.
Yeah.
You got to keep that fear on you. You got to keep that healthy fear for y'all about sitting out with y'all, man. And when you got that on you, you ain't never lacking.
Hey, something else real quick. Psalms 33, chapter 33, starting at verse 18. Behold, the eyes of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death, that's them snares of death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waited for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Come on, man. Safe tower.
Yep.
Man. So, you know, that's what we need. We need that fear. We need to walk in faith. And everything else is going to fall into place.
Right,
So-
man. Don't be like, you first get in the truth, you get all puffed up because you learned some scriptures.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that don't understand and they end up losing it when shit hit the fan in their life, certain events, because they did not build what we're talking about. All the quoting scriptures, that's cute. You can quote, you can go here, you can quote the Hebrew, you can look good with the garment. Okay, whatever. But if you don't grab the fear of the Lord, it's a wrap for you.
You a house of cards.
Because that is the root to the wisdom that you need to be stable. Look, that is the root to the wisdom that you need to be stable in the first place when shit happens.
Right.
So you cut the roots. What happens when you cut a root or something?
Die.
Right. You die. It's over for you, man.
They go in John chapter 15,
Come on,
but
man.
Yahweh is that vine, you the tree, the branch. If you're not connected to that vine, you go wither away and die, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a wrap.
That's the example of Luke about two houses being built. One on sand and one on rock. Your house better be built on that rock in this day. Because if it's not, man, you finna be completely decimated.
Both of them build houses. So if you walk up and there's two houses, all them houses.
Oh,
But it
no
all
doubt.
depends when that storm comes. Right?
Yeah.
See?
Right.
And then because back in your point up too, like through those past experience, there was experience that the Lord is bringing us through now. Those dudes who fell off because of trip, you know what I'm saying, shit they were going
Trivial
through.
matter.
The Lord, they didn't take that time while the Lord was watering them. You know what I'm saying? Because what did the water say? David said, they bring me through many waters. I went through many waters. And waters also represent tribulations. So these tribulations that we go through in these experiences, man, was an opportunity when the Lord was watering them for them roots to grow deeper.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and deeper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Through that watering.
Yeah,
but they didn't do it.
Hey, let me say this. And that wisdom, which is a light, would teach you to fear the Lord. That wisdom would teach you that you need to have faith to be able to make it. It would wisdom speak with you and meet you in your thoughts, right?
Right.
So it's going to teach you. But the fear has to be the first. Okay? That's why also when they first hear the word, right, it's faith at first, right? They hear the word, like, oh, okay, who the Israelites? Okay, 12 tribes. Okay, the ships. Oh yeah, that's us, man, with those ships. And they start believing. But then as you believe and have that faith in what you're hearing, then you got to get into the fear and learn. Let me teach you the fear of the Lord.
Yeah.
A lot of Jake don't get to that point.
Yeah.
Then they just fall off because they just like to go battle people or what they know,
Yeah.
what they found out.
It's like a rap battle.
Right.
For them. They don't understand. Hold up. You telling me the Lord put us in that situation?
Right.
Damn. How can I avoid being a part of some shit like that? You telling me it's gonna be something worse than this that comes? They missed out on that thought process.
Yeah, they miss out.
So, and, I know it's getting time.
Yeah,
Brother got any closing pre-sales or anything like that?
do a lesson, man.
So